Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for a weekly angel reading for July 8th through the 14th, 2019. So as we take a few moments to take a deep breath and to relax and just let go of everything that is on your mind. And just allow yourself to feel completely enveloped in the love of your angels as they are coming to surround you, to support you and offer you any kind of help that you need. They're coming through to help you to fulfill your purpose, to help you to feel strong and to feel powerful convictions, new convictions that enforce your core spiritual values. They're helping you to find a sense of command and authority. And when you develop these convictions, they cause you to act from a pure place of authority, of that from your higher self's authority, where you have this clear inner knowing of what it is that you are trying to shape. And it fills you with great hope, and the people around you are marveling at your conviction and the hope that you bring forth in them. So this is how they help you. The angels pour into your soul a light, and that light is inspired by the wisdom and by the love of God. Inspiration is the help you are seeking. It is the communication of love that the universe uses as a channel to help you find clarity in every moment, to find purpose in your actions. This love is so powerful. It may not seem like all that you need. It may seem like it's not the money or the bread that you need on your table, or the relationship, or a healing in a relationship, or that you need. But it is a source of network. It is these are the words that are coming through. It is a dimension of frequency that escalates the vision that you are given from your heart. And as it escalates the vision through this high-powered frequency, every desire, every intention that you emit or offer is a powerful magnetic field. So you are always attracting. It's just you have to be aware of what has become your cumulative focus. Because the universe does not discriminate whether your cumulative focus is critical or creative. all of your desires, your intentions, your concentration or focus has a magnetic field, which is the law of attraction. So you have to be very aware of how it is your free will is being concentrated, focused into this experience that you call your reality or your life. Now the unicorns are coming through, and we would ask that you would allow the unicorns to touch all of your chakras with their pure ninth dimensional frequency of light, and to ignite them and set them ablaze. All 12 of these ascension fifth dimensional chakras, starting with your earth star chakra and moving up through the base, the sacral and the navel chakras, and your heart chakra, and your third throat chakra, and your third eye chakra, your crown chakra, your causal chakra, and your soul star chakra, and your stellar gateway. Just feel them lighting up these chakras, all 12 of them. The causal chakra is just above your head, sort of towards the back. It's like a bright, beautiful moon. And this is the chakra where the unicorns step through, and where your angels, and you have access to your angels. And then this soul star chakra is above that, and the stellar gateway is above that. And just allow them to create clarity for you in your energy field. And they bring through this purity that allows you to unleash your inspiration, your creativity. And wherever you're feeling vulnerable, just allow them to touch you with this pure ninth dimensional frequency. Sorry about that, I needed some water. Okay. So the unicorns can also just sort of scoop up any kind of, because we have free will, can just scoop up any kind of negative focus that we're cultivating. And a lot of times there's things that we don't realize, but we have our emotional guidance system, and when you don't feel good about yourself or feel good about anything, that'll indicate that you're cultivating it because you're focusing on it. Opportunities and the opposite, the full spectrum of life always exists. And it's about where you are focused, where you're concentrating your energy, will determine which aspect of, I don't want to use this analogy, but for lack of better words for right now, the dark and the darkness and the light, which you're focusing upon, is what will light up for you. And I don't believe that darkness is negative, but it's the only thing I could think of in this moment. But to illustrate the point quickly. And so they keep writing the word hope, and they're talking about change. and unfolding, and they're showing me something's going to shift for you. So they're showing me like a huge window with a tree outside that window, a beautiful broad tree with a huge, looks very ancient. And so this gives me a sense that some opportunity, something in your conscious, in your higher consciousness is going to shift. This is going to be that window of opportunity for you. And they're showing me a phallic symbol, so this means that manifestation, some kind of action, some kind of something's going to come through or unfold or develop. It's a form of an action that's going to give you a sense of clarity, and it's going to give you hope in some way. It's going to sort of uplift you, just give you that tiny little boost that's just going to then help you to see a bigger picture. And when you have that moment where you can see that bigger picture, you become enlightened and free. It's an opportunity to free you from what you have created, the unwanted. So you've been feeling like you've been stagnant or not been able to make things occur for you, and they're writing the word reform. So somehow this is a reforming or reformulating or something, or you are reforming in your outlook. So you can really work with the unicorns, and they're already with you, and many other beings of light. I'm just seeing quite a huge gathering of beings of light that have assembled around this assembly of light that we are all seeking in terms of truth and clarity and prosperity as well. And the thing about it is, I know we would like to just say, here, help me, do it all for me. But they're not here to really do that, because you are the strong one. You are the one who has taken on this huge task of being in a human experience, which means to be in an experience of duality. The closest that I can help you to understand what this means is that this means you're like a double agent. You're leading two different lives. You are pure spirit, just as powerful and just as high frequency as any light being that we, a deity that we aspire to be like, you know. And at the same time, you are in this three-dimensional frequency that has ego. And this is like wearing a whole nother costume. This requires the greatest of strength for anyone to go through this process, where now for the first time you experience doubt through separation. You experience a full spectrum from low negative to high flying frequencies. And you shoulder this. And as you shoulder this, you use the gift of discernment to help you to navigate this. So what they are really doing for you is boosting your light so that you can have the clarity to activate and actualize your truth You are the greatest concentration of source power, as you are having a completely new experience, a new divine experience. Because although our lives are filled with challenges and hardships at times and great success, but all of this is a leading edge experience for the divine incarnate. You are stepping into the unknown once the moment you entered into your human experience. It's all been the great adventure. And there is no adventure like it in the universe. There is no one more equipped to manage this human experience than the souls that have incarnated. So when you pray for support and help, they are flooding you with the light of your truth, the light of God, to help you to reformulate your bond of trust, is the word I'm seeing. Trust in your spirit, trust in the free will that God has given you. You know, yes, there are people who do things that are not great, to be nice about it, right? But the thing is that the laws of free will and cause and effect allow each individual to experience exactly what they are offering. And it may not look to you and I as though they are reaping what they've sown, but everybody does. No one escapes that concentration of focus that becomes your point of attraction. They're writing the word fog. So this gives me a sense of the ego and illusion and delusions. And so there is this aspect of us where we are able to delude ourselves. And then when you see something, it's always an illusion. You're not ever seeing what's really going on, meaning you're not seeing things accurately, because people have egos that allows them to create a facade that gives off an appearance that they are not suffering behind the things that they're doing. But deep inside, in the core of their being, if they are doing something that you consider is wrong, and you got to remember that that's a whole nother level, and that's the closest level of truth. Well, that's the biggest illusion too, because our sense of right and wrong, yes, we have agreements about that, but that's also filtering through our ego as well. It's not always filtered through our light. And we can't see the internal struggle at the core where the divine and the ego meet. And what you got to understand is like a grid. Well, it's not a gridlock, because the divine doesn't engage any kind of negativity, but it stands right close. So to be imagine two people standing so close to each other, they are basically breathing the breath from the mouth of the other person, and their foreheads are touching, etc., etc. And that place in the core of each person, where the divine and that person's ego meets, the divine is just shining its light. Sometimes when you go, you may encounter people and you're, let's say you're so kind and you do all the right things, but you just tick people off. And that's because, it's not because you've done something wrong. It's because you're just being yourself and you're shining your light, and you become a mirror. You are shining so bright, the light turns into crystal clear transparency that becomes like a mirror. And they are now experiencing everything, all the consequences, all the effects of their actions. When you align yourself with your truth, your inner divinity, the source within you, you become this mirror, and you become the effect, the mirror of effect that reflects back to them their actions that they've created. And so they now have to witness through you constantly being in your presence the consequences. And so this ticks them off. This is why we must focus on being in our truth, being authentic, being that light, because in that way you are a peaceful warrior of the truth. And for those who are delusional, that they have the opportunity to get it without you doing anything or trying to make something, trying to fix them. You are just being yourself. And this happens. And this is how the divine meets the ego in the core of the being. And that the ego is constantly wrestling with that, because it can't get away from the divine, because it is not separate. It's like the yin and yang symbol. It can't get away from it. And that's why it does, when we see things from the outer experience, we see all of this, difficulty and wrestling and struggling and strife. When, worry, regrets, disappointment, all of these are symptoms of the ego's struggle in the face of the light. And so, although people can give off appearances, we cannot get ourselves so upset that we become disconnected from that light, because we feel that they are not getting they're not getting what is due to them. They're not reaping what they're sowing. Don't worry about what's going on with other people. Focus on what's going on with you. Because your reality will evolve or shift according to how you are focusing. Okay, so let's take a look at the cards for the week. Beloved one. And I forgot my glasses. So let me see if I can reach. Got it. And this card, it's interesting. I have been seeing in my meditation a lot the word love. So this card is Archangel Chamuel, and it says, I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. So Archangel Chamuel actually works with your heart chakra in the fifth dimensional frequency. It's a white with pink, pink and white in the center, and a very high frequency, very pale pink light. All right, very close, so it's like pink white. And Archangel Chamuel helps you to connect with the ascendant aspect of the planet Venus, which houses this energy frequency of cosmic love. It's a high ninth dimensional frequency of cosmic love. and helps you to align with that. So right now you can call upon Archangel Chamuel to touch your heart chakra and to align it with the ascended aspect of Venus in the cosmic heart. To align your heart chakra with the cosmic heart. And so this card could be talking about a soulmate relationship, but it's also helping you to align with your true heart, to help you to align with that higher frequency of love, where you can draw into yourself trustworthy. I'm sort of seeing the King of Cups right now, where you can sort of draw in a mature and trusting relationship, not only a romantic or love relationship, but relationships with others. It could also mean connecting in with very mature situations, where it could be, let's say you're looking to really be in a career that honors who you are and that honors your soul. And so working with Archangel Chamuel in this way can help uplift your heart chakra to draw in the right kind of networks, if you will, so that you're networking with the right kind of people, the right kind of jobs, the right frequency for these kind of really fulfilling and passionate experiences. And this is what I'm really getting a strong sense about. And the way to practice, cultivate this, is to be who you truly are, to not resist your natural inclinations, the things that inspire you and that inspire others. Because when you do this, you deny yourself the opportunity to know who you are more clearly, to know what your purpose is, because you can't formulate a deep conviction when you're spending so much energy resisting who you are, because you want to please and have the approval of others around you, or you have gotten in your head that what you see that others do and how they behave and what they have is the norm, and that is something that you should be reaching for, instead of what your own desires are causing you to want and to achieve and to seek out and to reach for, so to speak. Okay? So let's take a look at the cards for the week and see what is unfolding. Okay, so we have the Messenger of Thought, and I believe we had this card before. So this is really important, this card. It keeps coming up. And this is the Page of Swords. And this is, all the pages are about some kind of emerging process in your life that's unfolding. It can represent someone youthful in your life, or it can represent an aspect of you that is developing, and it could represent something that you need to develop. So it could be, a form of guidance, like a sort of okay, here's an archetype or that you need, or characteristic that you need to incorporate into your life in this week. And so the page, or the Messenger of Thought, is someone who is open to new ideas and is learning to communicate those ideas. Now, they automatically, as being in this suit, have a way with communicating. It's already an instinct, if you will, or a gift. But the thing is that this particular messenger may be a little rough around the edges, how they get it across, but it's always accurate. And I'm saying the word release as if you may need to let go or just get it out, you know. Maybe there's something that you keep feeling this instinct or gut instinct to say something or to just get something off your chest or express something, you know, like they're showing me the word love. If you have this, you know, strong desire to express love to someone, that you should do it. You know, you may not feel like you know how to go about it. You may feel like, you know, that you could be awkward. But you know what? Don't worry about appearances. Focus on what's authentic. Focus on what is coming to you, those raw inclinations, instincts. Go with this. And just know that it's that you're doing the right thing. And if somebody can't see who you are, then this is good to know. And you don't want to be in a relationship of any nature, whether this could be about a job interview or whatever. You don't want to be in something with somebody where you have to constantly keep what's the word I'm looking for? Where you have to keep changing who you are in order to fit. So that you become less and less and less of who you are, less and less authentic, which means your light shines less and less bright, which also means that you are no longer that source mirror that activates change in others as they are challenged by the truth that you emit. Okay? The card says a new topic or intellectual project is really exciting for you. There's so much to learn before you feel ready to move forward. New information may require changes to your plans. Review all documents carefully. You know, will meet or are someone who loves to learn and share knowledge. This person is brilliant and truthful, but also blunt and not very diplomatic. Okay? So this, you know, there could be new information that comes up for you, that emerges through you, or that you see, or that you start to receive new thoughts, or a change in perspective or perception may unfold. So let's take a look at the next card and see what's unfolding. Okay, this is the Emperor. The card is titled Organization here. One of the things I like about this card is seeing those angels. They have notes, you know, they have music scores, and they are inspiring his thoughts and helping him to organize and compose this music that he's writing, or if it could be a letter. It's kind of hard to tell, but I think I see a musical score there. And so here is where I like this, because it's sort of like a bridge where you see they're inspiring him with the creativity, ideas that you kind of think of the Empress, right? But now the Emperor is in that position to create it, to organize, to plan, and but it's also not just pure logic. It's a marriage of these two energies of feelings and thoughts being clear, and they channel into some kind of structure, form, So this is where you start really building, when you make this connection with your higher self, your higher consciousness. So here it's like you pay attention to your thoughts, and then start to formulate those thoughts, interpret those thoughts in a way that is that sort of reflects your goals. Okay, so it's about really paying attention to your thoughts, and then started to formulate the goals. Just know that the angels are helping you to create your goals, to get the bigger picture of your goals. And here, that sense of authority and conviction you experience with the Emperor here, and you are able to really execute your plans, or to get put them into action, to really start moving forward with them. All right, so it says your plans are on target and everything will flow more smoothly if you add a little organization and discipline to your methods. The key to success is to allow your creativity to be gently guided by logic. Be open to asking for help from someone very intellectual, or seek out a mentor. Okay? All right, so let's take a look at the card for the end of the week. All right, and it's a 3 of action. And this card says, things are working out beautifully now that your ship has come in. It's time to decide what your next big project will be. You may choose to continue to build upon your successes or move on to something entirely different. Be willing to travel if necessary. So this, for me, is a card where your vision, something is coming through, or it could be you in the place where you're launching it. But the idea is that now you have established your goal, you have a clear vision, and now it's the only thing to expect is to reap what you've sown in essence. So you'll start to see signs, stages of this development unfolding in front of you. And this is a card where it's a sense of success. You meaning that you will expect something. Sometimes you may not know exactly what you're going to expect, but it's going to be something that it's going to be really rewarding for you. And so just looking at these cards, you are paying attention to the thoughts that are coming through. You are finding ways to express your desires, whether that is something that you need to communicate in order to get things rolling, so to get the ball rolling. You then get yourself in a place where you organize, you create a plan, you structure your time, for instance. So you set boundaries where you don't allow people to infringe on that time, so as to discourage you or to distract you from making progress. You are really paying attention to your creativity, all the ideas are coming through, and you really come up with the method for you to work with your creativity. It's sort of like everybody has a different way of processing. And so this is also something you may think about with this card, the organization card, or the Emperor card. And then this leads to results starting to come in. As you're focusing and you're taking charge, you're going to start to get results. Some results are immediate, that you experience right in the moment. And then some are long-term effects, where you start to network, a network of opportunities open up for you. And they develop, sort of like if someone comes and sort of presents you with a venue or an event or some type of opportunity to showcase it as an example. So things will just sort of come into place as you're being yourself, and not allowing other people to sort of get in the way. All right, so the card 10 of emotion, which is the 10 of cups. And this gives me a sense of, this card is always to me about, a happy community or a happy family, and feeling fulfilled in every way, and sort of really feeling a sense of contentment and peace and sort of emotional satisfaction. So what I'm feeling is that as you listen to your thoughts and these brilliant ideas that are emerging through you, and as you organize and focus your time and structure and set boundaries, as the emperor, that part of you need to really set boundaries. And you set boundaries for yourself, and you set boundaries for others around you. You have a clear sense of, okay, when I'm doing this, then, I'm not available. Outside of this, I can be available for this and this, but you don't want to, exert too much energy so that you can't keep this balance going. And so it's really necessary for you to understand, when you are trying to have a goal that you're trying to achieve, that you've got to keep a balance in your energy. What I'm trying to say is, like, you say, okay, let's say you carve out this time for yourself, and you stick to it, and you have your method and everything, but then outside of it, you overdo because you're feeling really great about how the sessions are going, and then all of a sudden you'll end up doing this, and you just get really overwhelmed, and then eventually what's going to happen is you're just going to not come to that time set aside for the goal, because you're going to be exhausted, and you're going to say, oh, I'd rather take a nap instead, or I'd rather just watch TV, because that's your humanity trying to balance itself, saying, I need to rest, I need some downtime. So make sure you plan the downtime before you go off and let everybody else take a slice of you, and usually they're going to eat all of it. They're not going to save some for you. That's your job to do. Okay? All right. So, I feel like part of this card is they want you to focus on how you feel and feeling, and make it your goal to be, to have this balance, this harmony, and to remind you not to give that away, in order to really be able to recognize when the opportunities have come. Because if you're too exhausted, you won't be able to do that. So it's sort of two messages here. Like, this is like, be aware of the communities, the people we love and our loved ones. They can, without boundaries, with our emperor here, they can really infringe on our time. Okay, and this card is about connecting. The Archangel card is about connecting, elevating your heart, so that you are truly connected with your purpose, your priorities, your soul's priorities and goals in this moment of your human experience. And you need, since we have this one major arcana card here, this is the main focus. We need boundaries, we need structure, we need to be vocal in advocating our own authority, and not be afraid to say, to be disciplined, to be clear about what you can and cannot do, and to really be disciplined with yourself and structured to, in terms of commitment to your goals. And don't give yourself a hard time if you get off, because that's just the balance. That means that you haven't found the right balance. Don't criticize yourself for not being committed the next day or being consistent. When you're not consistent, then figure out where you need to shore up your energy and create more balance and set more boundaries. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and I thank you for joining me. And this week I will be back doing the daily card messages, and if you're looking for an angel reading, you can contact me at theangelschool.com, which you can find in the link below this video, as well as my Facebook page, where you can follow the daily card messages, and my Twitter link is also there. So everyone, have a beautiful week, and God bless you all.